How's it going, everybody? This is Josh with another edition of the Weekend Inspiration. So I want to thank you guys for checking this stuff out. Today, I've got this little packet next to me, but of course, you can kind of see it. There we go. This is from the RETN Network conference that I was at. And I'm going to be pulling some stuff from there that was motivational here and there, just because I thought it was really, really great. So I wanted to pull this one out and just kind of go with it. As you see, I'm using this different background today, kind of cool. And I'll explain that a little bit later, but just keep this in mind right here as I change it a little bit. And this is my path and my path to success. So that's going to go along with kind of what I'm talking about today and what we're going to go over. And as always, just remember, if you want to get a hold of me, set an appointment, check out our website or anything that Phoenix Agent Marketing can do for you, go ahead and scan that QR code right there, and that'll give you all my contact information and a whole bunch of stuff on, what we do and things like that. So anyways, let's get to it. So I'm going to be reading this little note that I wrote down. It's from Tyson Perry. It's David Tyson Perry, aka Superman. Now, this guy was really, really cool. He spoke for a little bit at the conference, and it was really, really motivational. I really liked it. And they gave us this whole packet to kind of take notes on everybody that was up there as a speaker, and anything that you liked, or sometimes, it was like, hey, write this down, and you wrote it down. But one of the things that I wrote down as I'm going back through my notes now, it's been 2 weeks since that conference. So I've got notes, and I decided to go back through them and just kind of read over a bunch of stuff. And this was really, really, kind of clean, cool, helpful. And I really liked it, obviously, because I wrote it down. And it's a two-parter the way I wrote this down. So I'm not sure exactly how it was said. But again, this is credit to David Tyson Perry, aka Superman. Okay. It says, if you chase happy, it always leads to disappointment. And that's the first part, okay? If you chase happy, it always leads to disappointment. So if you're chasing happiness, you're really just gonna lead to disappointment. The second part that I wrote down is, we know what we want, but we don't know what we need. Now, I'm gonna touch those. I'm gonna throw this packet aside. I'm gonna touch on both of those, okay? So if we're always chasing happiness, it's always gonna lead to disappointment. Now, I can put that into an easy, perspective that you can understand, and it's simple. If you are always trying to do something, you're trying to get that raise, you're trying to get that new job, you're trying to do this, you're trying to do that, that's not chasing happiness. You're trying to chase, getting better. But if you're chasing, like, I really need that new Mercedes, because that's what'll make me happy, is if I were able to buy this new Mercedes, that would make me happy. Now, don't get me wrong, I've had a Mercedes, I'm a fan of Mercedes, I'm a German car guy, but you know what? Having a Mercedes doesn't make you happy. I promise you, I got one. And, I got rid of it. It doesn't make you happy, and it leads to disappointment. And here's why. Because if you're not happy already and you're just able to afford that Mercedes, well, guess what? There's a lot of costs that come with that Mercedes, and that maintenance is not cheap. When I had my Mercedes, I had to take it to Mercedes to get an oil change. You couldn't just go to Jiffy Lube. You couldn't just do it yourself, which, I do a lot of my own stuff on, my cars. I wasn't able to just do it myself. Every single part ever cost, an arm and a leg for every little thing. I'm going through the same thing with my Audi right now, as far as, upkeep and maintenance and things like that. You're constantly paying a ton for that type of stuff. So right there, when I got the Mercedes, I was kind of chasing some happiness, and I was like, man, if I got this nice car, I haven't been able to buy myself a car that I wanted in so long, and this car would make me happy. And I went out and got it, and it was cool for like a week, and then kind of wore off, and then things started happening with the car, and it was like one thing after another, and it really just led to a big disappointment, or led to one of the reasons I don't have the car anymore, is the whole entire thing just crashed and burned. Not the car, but the whole reason I bought it, to bring that, try and bring myself happiness. Now, when I bought my Audi, because I did mention that I got my Audi, and I'm having similar problems when it comes to just maintenance and upkeep. Like, every little thing is expensive. It's very, very expensive. And I'm not used to, doing that. Well, before, I used to drive like, an Acura, a Honda, a normal everyday car, go out and get a part for that thing for, my Lexus. Even you can go out and get a part for that thing for like $20. You're good to go. $100, you can fix that car. This thing, you can't buy anything for $100. Actually, no, it wasn't even $100. My little oil dipstick broke in my Audi, and the little knob thingy, like hook that you pull out, It's like the little handle. That's the word I'm looking for. I got a quote from Audi when I was there getting them to do the oil changes. They said, yeah, so you need a new oil dipstick. It's $119. So you can't even get an oil dipstick for less than $100 on my car. But the difference between the two is that when I bought this car, I just bought this car because I had always wanted one of these. It's an Audi S4 station wagon. It's the Avant. It's really, really cool. I've always wanted to have one of those, and I got it. I didn't go buy it because I thought it would make me happy. I was already happy, and I went and bought it. And so that's the huge difference between buying the Mercedes. Is I bought the Mercedes thinking it would make me happy, and people would look at me and, oh man, he's awesome. He made it. He's successful. It really just brought a lot more issues than I wanted. I mean, I had a ton of issues with that thing, not just the actual car. I'm not bagging the car in any way. It had a few problems, but just everything that came along with it just really didn't pan out for what I was looking for. So that's the one part of, you're chasing happiness and it leads to disappointment. I'm going to pull this paper back out real quick. For the second part is, we know what we want, but we don't know what we need. So again, that goes along with it. A lot of people know what they want. I mean, you want that nice car, you want that nice house, you want, these clothes, you want this brand of this, you want, people to think you're successful, whatever, but you don't know what you need to get there. And that's where we're going to go along with my little path here behind me, my path to success. I think that it's really, really important when you're starting to put out there what you want, to write it down. Now, this works a lot for me, and a lot of stuff that I do is I will write down the column, basically what I want and what I need to get there. Those are how I column it up, and I put a line down the middle, and I start putting out what I want. And then I start putting out what I need to get there. And then I can go through and I can check those things off. To simplify that even more, to break it down to something like, let's go along, let's keep with the car, Mercedes, okay? I want a Mercedes. I'm gonna put what I want in this column right at the top, right? It's its own thing, what I want. And I'm gonna put the positives and the negatives. And I'm gonna put a line down the middle. I'm gonna start writing the positives of having that car. And I'm going to start writing out the negatives of having that car. Now, if the negatives outweigh the positives on that, I'm probably not going to get that car. Now, I use that strategy for a lot of things, in my life, is if this is kind of a way to make me judge out whether it's worth it or not. And it sounds kind of silly, but it's really, really helpful to see that out on paper and in writing, that you can see how many negatives there are versus how many positives there are there. And it really, really is something that has helped me, that I learned to do a while back. And it's really, really helped me go through. So when I'm looking at what I want, I will go through and for this year, I've already written down, this is what I want. This is what I want to happen. So we'll go ahead and put that out there. This year, I want to get Phoenix Agent Marketing, out, launch, and be one of the biggest resources for EXP agents. I mean, we can do, we work with other real estate companies too, but we're primarily focused on EXP because the second goal here is right here. It already says I work for EXP. I'm still waiting to go take my test to get my actual real estate license so I can actually work for EXP and do stuff. But you know what? We built all this stuff out already, and it's already set up. So it's there. So that is one of my goals right there, is to make that happen. And so what I want versus what I need is set out in that column. So what do I need to make Phoenix Agent Marketing obtain this goal? And I have all those things written out, and I go through and I check them off as I can accomplish them. Now, it's early in the year, so you know what? I've only got one check mark next to that, but hey, I am working on it. Second is getting my actual real estate license and really developing a real estate program that works hand in hand with Phoenix Agent Marketing, that I can put out there and present to other agents and help them with success as well. Now, how do I get there? Well, one of those things was going through the real estate exam. I've already got most of that checked off and done. I've been taking the practice exam, here and there, to brush up and freshen up until I feel I'm ready. And the next check mark is going to be getting that license. And then we'll be going through there. there. Now, if you watch my videos, you'll notice that there's going to be a new playlist here pretty soon. Been working on it, and it's called Follow Me to EXP. I'm going to put that live here as soon as I get everything set up, and it's going to be a step-by-step process of me going through, what I did, taking the courses, how long I took them, other stuff that I used as a resource to study for that, taking the actual test. I obviously can't video taking the test, but kind of a before and after, and then each step through the process of what it takes for me to get into EXP, get everything set, done, going, and actually out there in the real estate world doing real estate. And then I'm going to keep that going probably for the whole year, just to it's one of my check marks. And I think it's kind of going to be a very important thing for new people that are watching this and going, man, I've been thinking about getting my real estate license, or I've been wanting to get into real estate. I just don't think I can do it. And they watch this and they go, oh man, Josh did this and this and this, and this is how he was able to do it. It's kind of so they can see a perspective of what it takes. And then as well as, all of the stuff that I've put together, my team's put together, and all of the different resources that I've gotten from anybody and everybody in EXP that I can put all into one place and use to show kind of what my success is or my failure is. I don't know, guys. We'll see what happens, and we'll see how I like it, and see how it goes. So I encourage you, if you see that, watch that. You'll, if anything, it'll be funny and it'll be a good time. So that's kind of how I put this out. So if you look at this path, it kind of goes like this. Here's what I want. And on this side, here's what I need. And that starts building up. And as I start going up this of what I want, ting, 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 you can see I'm getting farther and farther down the path. And if you go all the way back to the back of the path right there, that's where I would put success as far as I'm concerned. Now, I judge success off of what I think and not what anybody else thinks. So, we'll just keep with my real estate theme here, is that if I were to do one transaction this whole year of 2022, that to me is a success, because all of these things over here that I got to get up that path are now checked off and checked marked. So to me, this is a success back here that I did one transaction. Now, to other people, you might that are watching this, they might be going, well, man, I sell 15 houses a year. That's awesome. That's your success. To me, I'm taking it in small steps, and I know that success for me is right there, the end of that path, and it's one transaction. Now, I might reach that transaction, and that path's going to get longer because, of course, I'm going to want to do more, right? Obviously, I'm going to want to do more, and I'm going to keep going. But my first success is there. So put your successes in baby steps, measure them on your own, and remember to do what you need to get what you want. And don't chase happiness, okay? Because it's a disappointment. Chase what you want to do that's going to lead to your happiness. And if your happiness is there, those other things that you want are going to, pan out for you, and they're going to be there because you were already happy. This is Josh again with Phoenix Agent Marketing EXP, and I want to thank you guys for watching my video. Make sure you check out a couple of those things, like, subscribe, do that whole bell thing, and don't forget to check out Tech Tuesday. And again, if you guys need to reach me for any reason, set an appointment, you want to see what Phoenix Agent Marketing can do for you, go ahead and take a picture of that little QR code right there, and that will give you all my contact information. It has a little video that tells you all kinds of stuff about what we do. You guys have a good one until Tuesday.